Chapter 10. Again I see that the love of God directs towards the soul certain burning rays and shafts of light, which seem penetrating and powerful enough to annihilate not merely the body, but were it possible, the very soul itself. These work in two ways. They purify and they annihilate. Look at gold. The more it is melted, the better it becomes. And it could be melted so as to destroy every single defect. Such is the action of fire on material things. Now the soul cannot be annihilated, so far as it is in God, but only in itself. And the more it is purified, so much the more it annihilates self, till at last it becomes quite pure and rests in God. Gold which has been purified to a certain point ceases to suffer any diminution from the action of fire, however great it be, for the fire does not destroy gold, but only the dross that it may chance to have. In like manner, the divine fire acts on souls. God holds them in the furnace until every defect has been burnt away, and He has brought them, each in his own degree, to a certain standard of perfection. Thus purified, they rest in God without any alloy of self. Their very being is God. They become impassible, because there is nothing left to be consumed. And if in this state of purity they were kept in the fire, they would feel no pain. Rather it would be to them a fire of divine love, burning on without opposition, like the fire of life eternal. Chapter 11. The soul in its creation was invested with all the conditions of which it was capable for reaching perfection, supposing it to live according to the appointment of God, and keep altogether from the defilements of sin. But marred by original sin, it loses all its gifts and graces, becomes dead, and God alone can raise it to life again. And when He has done so by baptism, still the propensity to evil remains, which if unresisted, inclines and leads to actual sin, whereby the soul again dies. Again God restores it to life, but after this it is so tainted, so turned to self, that to recall it to its first state needs all that divine agency that I have been speaking about, without which it never could be recalled. And when the soul finds itself on its way back to that first state, it is so enkindled with the desire of becoming one with God, that this desire becomes its purgatory. Not that the soul can look at purgatory as such, but the instinct by which it is kindled and the impediment by which it is hindered constitute its purgatory. God performs this last act of love without the cooperation of man, for there are so many secret imperfections within the soul, that the sight of them would drive it to despair. These are, however, all destroyed during the process I have described, and when they are consumed, God shows them to the soul, that it may understand that it was He who kindled that fire of love, which consumes every imperfection there is to be consumed.